A few days ago, I received an interesting email called Questions from My Fifth Grade Students. This is from Molly. And Molly wrote, "Hello, Dan. I'm a fifth grade teacher in Wisconsin. My class is conducting research on a topic of their choice. My student, Isaac, chose Guatemala. He wanted to collect some facts about Guatemala by interviewing someone who had traveled there. And he came across your vlog, watched it, and came up with some questions. Here are his questions below. We appreciate your time." Smiley face. Some of the questions you have, Isaac, are, I would say, very advanced for your age. I hope you don't mind me making a video response. Question number 1. Do you find a lot of nice people there? Yes, I do, Isaac. Yes, I do. Pretty much every Guatemalan I've met has made it so apparent that they want me to enjoy my time here.
I can speak English if you feel more comfortable.
Oh yeah, that's cool, yeah. They ask me what cities I've been to, and then they always have at least 1 or 2 recommendations of places I need to go. Like, what makes someone nice? Well, what makes someone nice to me is when they welcome you into their home, which is kind of like what a country is. It's someone's home. The Guatemalans I've met have definitely welcomed me into their home.
Sí, vivo en Guatemala City.
Ah, qué bien.
Sí.
¿Cómo le parece?
¿Cómo qué?
¿Cómo le parece? How's your life?
Oh, mucho buena. Muy buena experiencia.
Ah, qué bien.
Sí, sí.
Está en casa. Bienvenido siempre.
Question number 2. Is it beautiful there? In some ways, Guatemala is it almost feels like an impossible country. Like it sometimes feels impossibly green. You can grow almost anything in Guatemala. You have these rolling green hills all through the country. You have bananas growing here, avocados growing here. I mean, I don't know a lot of fruits and vegetables, but like if you name something, it can probably grow here in Guatemala. I mean, how could anyone see these scenes and not think Guatemala is beautiful? Yes, it is beautiful here. Question number 3. Did you notice any drug trafficking when you were there? Or is there more than just that? Okay. Did I notice any drug trafficking? I'm not sure I should be saying this to a 5th grader, but it's an unfortunate fact of life that a lot of the illegal drugs that end up in places like Wisconsin or Canada come through countries in Central America. But more to the point of your question, which says, is there more than just that? There's certainly more than just that. Let's take Wisconsin, for example. I've never been to Wisconsin, but when I think of Wisconsin, the first thing I think of is cheese. The Green Bay Packers, isn't that your football team? And they have the cheese heads, right? So I think about cheese when I think about Wisconsin. But if you're watching this with your classroom or anyone who's watching this, like, people are probably laughing because there's more than just cheese to Wisconsin. And people in Guatemala, it's like that. If you say, "Oh, is there drug trafficking there?" Like, they might laugh or roll their eyes, or they probably wouldn't laugh, but they'll just be thinking like, yes, but there's so much more. There's so much beyond that. And so sometimes the stereotype or the cliche is the first thing we think about. And for me, the job of a traveler is really to see past that and to see the world as a fully complex place that it really is. Now, I don't want to exaggerate and say that there's no crime in the city or anything. Like, look behind me. This place that I'm staying, it's kind of hard to see, but that is barbed wire fence. See that? That's for security. That's like they have higher security here than I might have at my home in Canada. But look below. We have this beautiful garden. And it's up to you what you want to focus on. Do you see the beautiful plants? Or do you see the barbed wire fence? Because they both exist and they're both real. But it's up to us what we want to focus on. It's up to us what story we want to tell. And for me, on my YouTube channel, The New Travel, it's all about reinventing the stories we have about different places. Because there is beauty out there in every country on earth. You just got to find it. Question number 4. What was the best place you went to in Guatemala? What's the best place I went to? Probably Lake Atitlan. And there's many different communities around the lake. Like this place I went, San Marcos, is just so beautiful. San Juan is beautiful. There's all these different communities, but somehow the lake itself, like just the experience of riding a boat across the lake. And when you ride a boat, you're sitting beside other tourists and stuff, but you're also sitting beside some, indigenous Guatemalan grandmother who's just like carrying a sack of apples to her town or whatever. So it's an interesting mix of like foreigners and locals as well. And so you have this real travel moment where it's just like you're all in this boat together on this beautiful lake and just experiencing the waves. So that's probably my favorite spot I've been so far. Question 5. What was the best food you tried? I've had a lot of good food down here. One that I had recently was called rellenitos. Can you see that? Rellenitos de plátano. Rellenitos are made from plantains, or like those sweet small bananas. And they have chocolate, they have cinnamon, they have sugar, they even have beans. It's almost like a sweet banana and chocolate donut, and it was really good. So that's one favorite food I've had recently. That'll be in an upcoming video. Smash that subscribe button and just kidding. I feel weird telling 5th graders they should subscribe to YouTube. It's like you should actually probably just like read a book. But if you got time, check out my videos. Question 6. Why is it not safe in Guatemala in the dark? And then they say, you said this in your video. Well, Isaac, it's not safe in Guatemala in the dark because... Now, we're talking about Guatemala City specifically where I said that. Guatemala City is a place where, going back to what I was saying about the barbed wire, there is a security risk to the city. And once it's after dark, there's significantly less people on the street. So if you're a foreigner and you're walking on your own, you'll just stand out more. And you could become a target for someone out there who wants to pickpocket you or take your phone or something like that. I wish I could shield you from that reality and say that it's not true, but it is true. And I've had locals tell me not to walk around Guatemala City after dark, saying that they never do that. Just take an Uber, take a taxi, stay home. And so I respect that advice. As much as I try to see the world as a great place, and I focus on that aspect in my videos, I can't mislead people. I can't have people putting themselves in a situation where something bad might happen. It's kind of like teaching someone to swim. You don't want them to be scared of the water, but you can't just throw them in and be like, all right, have fun. You got to teach them how to swim. And swimming in Guatemala means something like not walking alone after dark. If you really, really, really don't know where you're going. Not walking, I walk around with an expensive camera, and honestly, even that, I don't recommend people to do that. This is my job. I've been to over 40 countries. I've developed an instinct for what is a safe situation and what's not. It only takes one moment for something like that to really put a negative perspective on a trip. So there's always safe ways to travel, but you want to avoid the situations where you're taking an unnecessary risk. And that's why I don't walk alone after dark in Guatemala City. I don't want to risk something like that happening and spoiling the great experience I've been having in Guatemala. And if you're a Guatemalan who's watching, you might know even better than me. So leave in the comments any thoughts you have, any perspective that, if you think I'm wrong about something, let me know. It wouldn't be the first time I've been wrong about something in a video. But as best as I can, those are my answers to your questions. I hope you and any other young person watching this embarks on a life of travel, because with all respect to your teacher Molly, I think the classroom can teach you a lot, but traveling can teach you a lot as well. And in some sense, you need the wisdom of teachers and books and homework and all that stuff. But there's a whole nother side of life that comes when you start embracing new places and new experiences and learning from other cultures. And so, highly recommend anyone out there to travel when they get the chance. And not to be afraid of beautiful countries like Guatemala, because they're out there waiting for you as well. Okay, that's all I got today. As always, I'm Dan from The New Travel. I'll see you next time.